we go. Craig Johnson, we've just been talking about you. Welcome to the Last Rites. We've got Billy Wayne Davis and Mike
McGowan. Just in case he was just your dealer. I didn't know if he wanted to...
I mean, he's a cannabis grower, and we co-host a cannabis podcast together. But
there we go. There we go. I didn't know any of this.
I mean, it started as me being his dealer. It was just flower, and he was like, "Wow, this is really nice."
All the best stories too. I've got 2 friends that are about to get married next year, and he was her dealer for a while. So it's romance is in the air, you know.
I was like, where did you get this? And he was like, I grew it. And I was like, hey, I grew it.
I would like more.
I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I've not grown anything yet, but I'm getting so desperate for shrooms that I think I'm just starting a little mushroom house here. That's one of my plans.
Can't you? And I think you can. And I don't mean can't you. I mean you can.
Okay.
I like this tray thing that you slide under your bed, and you can grow them under your bed.
Yeah.
I imagine this is true. I've researched it a while ago, but I can occasionally get these capsules that are pretty good. But people seem to run away at the moment when I'm mentioning mushrooms. I don't know why. But yeah, I think
it'll be so easy. You'll make so much mushrooms. When I used to run a grow shop back in Oregon, one of the growers used to just grow mushrooms in like a little fish tank, and he would come out with like a pound of mushrooms. I was like, out of a fish tank? So you'll never be wanting again.
All right, there we go. I'm getting this is basically all the advice that I need. That's why I'm here. And then I just want to start. Yeah, I never want to be in reality after that. Really, I just want to bounce around, feeling connected to blades of grass, which is all good. The last time
micro,
and
then macro dosing, right?
I think that's the thing. I don't know. The first time I ever did mushrooms, I took way too many that humans should take, and then I had a real bad time for many hours in Amsterdam. Wasn't good. But then I learned. Then I read some things and did some research, and after that, I had one where it's just thoughts, just feeling connected and having thoughts. A couple of trees were bending over. I like a mild to medium dose, I guess.
I think now, I was in Eugene with Mike. That's where he used to live. And these dudes, and by the way, I don't know who's watching or listening, but we're doing a show. Is it November 11th? November 11th in Eugene. And there's going to be, there will be a mushroom person there. And he was there last time we did this thing. And I'm telling you, it was amazing because he had different ways you could take them. He had different doses. And I went up to him and I was like, okay, it's 8:00 right now, or 8:30, whatever time it was. I was like, I would like to take this now. I would like to start this pretty soon. And then I would like to be pretty much done with it by 12:30, 1:30 at the latest. And he was like, he just sat there for literally, it was 2 or 3 seconds, just a little pregnant pause where he was like, okay. And he pulled out, he was like, you take this mango drink, and it was like this wonderful concoction in this
mango juice.
It was like mango juice in this little pouch thing. He's like, you drink that, that'll activate pretty damn fast. He was like, and then he gave me 2 Reese's cups.
Perfect.
And he was like, take this one. He was like, and see where it takes you. He was like, and if you want to go a little more intense, eat the second one too, after you feel it. And he was like, and about 12:30, 1:00, you'll kind of come down nice and go to sleep pretty regular. And I was like, all right. And it was, to the T, about 12:45, where I was like, oh, I'm a little hungry now. And I had some cheese and crackers, and then I smoked a joint and was just like, Yeah, and then the next day, it was I cried a bunch because that's what I needed to do. It was like a therapeutic thing. And then Mike came in and out, and sometimes he cried with me, and I'd just be like, look at this music. Have you seen music?
Oh, that's perfect, man. These people that get these alternative methods, they must be descended from a fucking druid in medieval times or something. They just know the little bit of mango, the chocolate.
I mean,
yeah, I think Ari Shafir was talking about lemon juice and straining them through lemon juice and then doing shots of the juice.
It's just chemistry, basic living through chemistry, and citric acid actually helps activate the psilocybin and break down the mushrooms a lot quicker. So you can do lemon juice like an insane person, or you can have like a dope mango smoothie, and then you're like,
the mango and Reese's cup sounds like a better.
It was lovely to me. It was, and then I bought like an eighth of just shrooms from him, and the whole thing I think was like $50. I was like, what?
We've legalized drugs in Oregon, so it's put a lot of people out of business and work, but it's made all the drugs very affordable and very highly educated now.
That's amazing. Yeah, shrooms being legalized is the big one because you can get chocolates and all kinds now, right?
Yeah,
when they're made properly. So yeah, that's the. I need to come to Oregon. I think I'm gonna put it on the list.
They can actually dose it in this way that I don't think they do well with edibles and THC. Is they can actually the dosage you're getting is like more accurate with mushrooms, which is funny to me because you're just like it's such a more intense kind of therapeutic thing, and then they're just legal. Like in Kansas, they legalized medical but only edibles. And I was like, man, there's just going to be so many old people in the ER thinking they're fucking dying. Because that's the worst one to be like, here you go, guys. Here, you never really tried this? Here, this is the most intense way to do this.
Well, I posted this tonight, but this is me crying and red-eyed in New York City in February this year after taking edibles. just too many for me, for my little brain that can't handle them at the moment. And that was Mind Dog and Cat and Steve dosed me, and I'm gonna say dosed me. And there's Cat right in here right now. Yeah, I ended up. Then they left me. I ended up in an Irish bar. I couldn't move my arms. I couldn't lift my arms. I was on my own. There were a sex couple next to me talking about taking me home. And I could hear everyone's thoughts or whispers in loud echoes for hours. So I got back to my hotel and had a little cry.
That's good. You gotta get it out.
And I mean, being a British dude in an Irish bar, you probably already feel like crying.
You should be keep that.
Yeah, I was in. It was just because it was open and there were lights on. I wouldn't. I went to see Brett Brock in Nashville, and the first thing. There's a British bar around the corner. Why the fuck would I go to a British bar? I've come to Nashville to drink with these crazy fucking musicians right here.
Yeah.
But I was ashamed of myself. It's literally, I wasn't making good decisions at that point. I was drunk and very high, alone in New York.
When I lived in New York briefly, I stopped smoking weed for a good bit because it was before it was legalized, and the only stuff I could really get a hold of consistently would make me paranoid. And that's the last city you need to be paranoid in because there's so many people that are going to be out to get you. There's just everywhere.
Yeah, there's a reason to be paranoid in New York, right? They are coming to kill you.
And then like to have it heightened chemically, you're like, this is not fun. I hate this.
All of my teenage hallucinogenic trips were in a city. And then so I'm just like, I don't think it did the things it was supposed to. It was always just like, there's everybody around right now. If society collapses, this is going to be ugly.
Well, the only city time I've had was Amsterdam, and Amsterdam is kind of chill anyway. And I did take a few there, and I did feel connected to every other person. I don't know if I was telling them that at the time, but I was like, yeah, this is it. We're all together. We are one. And no one cut me, but I do feel a bit safer there. Maybe it's because it's 1 hour away.
I mean, you're all connected here with large amounts of people in Philadelphia and New York. It's just they may kill you.
Yeah, you could be real connected in a court case.
Yeah,
it's not good times. But yeah, straight into drugs. So Billy, this tour, you're on this tour for a while, right? You've got a few days in Philly. You're up at Tucson and Bisbee next, and then you're going rounds Vancouver.
Well, this is the start. Sorry, Mike, I didn't. Oh. It's like at a weird angle still. This is since the quarantine, this is like I'm finally getting back to like a routine and like where you can book and don't worry about things just being canceled for no fucking reason or whatever. So like we figured it out, and then this is like the first weekend kind of being like,
nice.
Let's get our fucking wheels going again. And I went to New York City for a couple of days, did some podcasts, and then Philly's gonna be a good like we're gonna get the rust really off, and then I'm going to do the 70.3 next weekend, which is, I just got nervous again. Yeah. Like just saying it is like, and which is, it's all this mental exercise now more than a physical one, which is the interesting part.
Yeah. I was going to ask about that as well. So that's next weekend.
It's a week from Sunday.
What is it? Run, bike, swim?
It's swim, bike, run is the order. Yeah. Thank God. Because if the swim was in the end, I would die. I would just die. I think
I can't imagine. I've run one marathon. I'm a bit fucked at the moment. I'm trying to get into a half done, but I had a friend that does Ironmans all the time, like 3 a year. She just trains, does one, recovers, and she's been doing this for like 10 years. I used to live with her. She'd get in from a bike ride and go, "Where you've been? 100 miles." And this was just on a Wednesday. Like I'm just she just eats rice from a pan, sleeps, works, and trains. And she might take a month off after the event, but then she's back in for the next one 2 months later, 3 months later. I think she's over in Canada now.
That's wild. I mean, well, the full on Ironman stuff is like that's a lifestyle. I think that is. And then the half is like this. I think it's for people with mental illness, which is what or just just people who are like, oh, I can't, I don't drink or party anymore, and I need a little bit more mental anguish in my meditation. Is what I think. Like now that I'm fully processing, like, why am I doing this fucking shit? Where it's like I could just exercise for 45 minutes a day like a normal person.
Nah, man. You'll feel after you've done it. Maybe not right after, but when I did the marathon, it was actually in Amsterdam, and I did it for 2 reasons. One, it was flat, and 2, I could take drugs there afterwards, so I could just eat cakes and lay in my bed for days, which is exactly what I did. But I fucking cried. But it started and finished in the Olympic Stadium, and the only reason I finished were people. I had my name on my little fucking number, and everyone would the Dutch people would just calling my name. So that's the only reason I finished. There's a video of me at 30k up, I guess 20 miles maybe. I don't fucking know. And I'm grey. I'm green. My steps are about this big.
Yeah,
I was gonna quit so many times, but it finished in this Olympic Stadium, like an old one from the 70s. But when you got in there, the crowd, it's like you're a gladiator again right at the end, like 26 miles. So you've got to finish.
Fuck yeah, that is.
I finished there, all here for me. That was the fucking narcissist was in there then, and then I had the protein bar at the end, and then I just started crying. Like I couldn't find my friend, and then I just started crying and shaking.
Just raw emotion, as that you're just a raw wire at that point.
Yeah, I was in pain almost the whole time as well. My knee's been fucked forever, so I was in pain after 6 miles, and then just had to keep going.
Well, I did the Malibu try, the short one last year, and it was like the ocean swim it was just a half mile. The one I'm doing, and next week is 1.2. But it's what I figured out is like. It's hard no matter what. So I decided to just kind of be goofy and have fun with it. Like at one point I had my goggles off and just like swimming like this. And people were like, I was passing motherfuckers too. And they were like looking at me and they were like, what? And I'm laughing because I was like, this is silly and funny. And this is the only way, because if I take it super serious, like I'm trying to win, it's like, it's like, there's just no way. So it's just this. And then what I realized after the swim, and I threw up a bunch. Also, drinking helped that because I think I would, like the athlete in me, if I wasn't a boozer in my 20s, the athlete in me would have been like, this isn't good. You're throwing up. But the boozer in me is like, oh, get everything out. You'll feel fine.
Oh yeah.
Fine. And I would just throw it up. Like, yeah, I feel good again. Yeah.
I've not swam out. I've not swam in the wild apart from the ocean when I'm in Brazil or something. But there's a lake near here. I'm going to start swimming through winter. I'm going to start doing it. I've never really swam properly outside, so I think I'm going to get in there.
You have a wetsuit?
No, but I will be getting something along those lines. No, I'm not just jumping into my fucking pants, man.
Don't do that cold water. That's mostly why I had to get rescued the first one I tried because
in Finland in the sauna, I went from sauna to sea in October, and just being in there a few seconds, I was again nearly crying and reaching out for my very kind female Finnish friend, like, help me, I'm gonna die. Ooh. Just it takes your breath out straight away, especially if you've come from heat. And then I think, well, I can swim, I'm fine, and then I just panic. But the idea with that is you go in the sauna, out, you jump in the ocean, and then you climb back up the steps. But it's pretty cold and it's pretty choppy. There's no lifeguard there.
No,
they're Vikings.
Yeah, they're all like Nordic giants.
Yeah.
Too. So they're like, they say it's the hardest triathlon in the world it's either Finland or Norway, and it's I think it's Norway because like the Nordic is the thing, and it starts in the middle. You're on a ferry in the middle of a fjord, and it starts at like 5 a.m. and they jump off the ferry.
Oh my god!
And then they swim for 2.2 miles through the fjord, and it just you can just see how cold the water is somehow.
Yeah, there's there's some of the thing that knocked the Titanic over is going to fly past you at some point.
It's just like you're just like, and they've all got these thermal wetsuits on, and then, well, not the Finnish people, but like there are some Finns who are just like you just see them like, what? Where are y'all? Y'all cold? What's going on?
It's a different life. I mean, even from the sauna, from the heat, my friend, she's gone to a sauna every day since she was like a baby, almost every day. And I'm in there just thinking I'm going to die after 10 minutes. And she's just like, oh, then I don't want to look weak as well. I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm still fine now. And then I have to almost again scream, can we just leave? Because I thought I was going to die. There's a traditional one with no ventilation as well. There's one with and one without. And that one is just after 5 minutes, you just think you're going to die. And then you're out into the ocean thinking you're going to die. But I guess one, it toughens you up. And two, it's supposed to be good for you.
I mean, I can never do saunas or any of that stuff. As a big dude, I'm already a furnace. But like even trying to breathe in those, I feel like I'm drowning because there's so much water in the air.
That's right, man. That's one thing that I did forget. The first 5 or 10 minutes, it's almost like you can't. I was like, how do you breathe? You're learning to breathe again. And then by the time I need to leave. But I did, we did it for 4 hours. So this was sauna, sea, the other one, sea, break. We just kept going round. And then, but when we left, it's the most relaxed I've ever felt in my life. I've never felt that relaxed. Thought I was going to die the entire afternoon.
That's the whole thing, is that you just keep moving forward. And then I saw this, I was watching, I've been heavy into motivational quotes lately.
Oh yeah.
To get my mental positivity in the right spot. And one of them I really liked was like, I think it was Nipsey Hussle is what it was. And he was saying, you just keep moving forward towards your goal to where you get to, it's closer to your goal, that you're closer to your goal going forward than if you stopped and turned around and went back. He's like, that's the mental part, is like you just move a little bit more forward to where when you turn around, you're like, fuck, if I just stopped and went back, this would be harder than getting the thing I want. And you're like, oh, fuck.
I just did 21 days on the Grand Canyon, and what they say on it is because you're in a canyon, you can't get out of it. and they're just like, don't worry, you'll end up downriver one way or the other. And I'm like, all right, just keep going, whatever. Can't go backwards. It's way too hard.
Man, that's funny. Hey, Husky boy, Brett Brock, how we doing? Cheers. Yeah, I've never spent too much time on rivers or around rivers that much, but it's in the back of my mind to do. And I remember the marathon thing for me, it was the mental thing. The training was good, and then it went dark. It got hot towards the last month, I think. In my head was just, I was training at night, like 9, 10, 11 p.m. as well. And I was just coming home depressed. When I finished, I'd just be like, I wanted to cut myself. I was just thinking that I don't like my life now, but I could eat, a tray of pasta like this and I was still losing weight. So I enjoyed that part of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of flat. I was burning so many calories, but I remember just being really depressed and I didn't want to do it. And it was literally the crowd on the day. As I said, that was the only reason I finished. It's the only reason I just didn't quit and go and get a joint this big after 5 miles. But I'd like to do it again, basically.
I told my wife, I failed twice pretty hard already trying 2 Ironman because of the swimming. I didn't understand the ocean. And the sea was really choppy that day in Malibu, like really bad. And I got past the break and was still just like, fucking cocksucker, this shit again. And there was one lifeguard dude, he was like, you got this, man, just keep going. And I was like, you're right. And it was just that dude. I was like, if the dude had been like, well, this is wild, right? I would have been like, yep, I'm going in. You're right. This is wild. But he was like, you got this. Keep going. I was like, you're right. And then I did. And it was like fun. I took my goggles off. I'm going to blow some people's minds, I think, in Santa Cruz with some weird, because I know my strategy is there's like a buoy every 100 meters.
Yeah.
With those to get to the first, and then there's like a current that kind of goes sideways that they say is like, it's easier. So I'm going to take my goggles off on that one and just kind of like, woo! And then you make the turn and then you go in, and I don't know if it's legal or not, but I'm body surfing. If there's any fucking waves I can catch, I'm very good at boogie boarding. I know how to body surf. I'm like, I'm getting in that last thing because, yeah, the swim part for me is like, we're not competing. We're getting through it. We're
just trying to survive the wicked ocean.
Well, and you see the pros and they get out of the ocean and they just start running to the transition. You're like, no,
disgusting. Yeah, they practice that transition especially, and it's just all smooth. Yeah, I've never been someone that looks smooth in athletic events. Like women that walk up fucking mountains for Instagram and they take a selfie and they're in makeup. Why aren't you sweating, bent over, looking like a homeless man that's there to kill someone? That's the only look I have when I'm doing something athletic. So it just always gets on my nerves. But now I'm kind of embracing it a bit. To get a little older and go, yeah, I'm that guy.
Yeah. Well,
disgusting.
Well, I'm with you though. Like anything where you're like really pushing whatever, or you're playing a sport, you're not supposed to be like, man, I look good doing this. You're like,
so good.
No, like your face should just be like mauled up and just like they're like slobbering a little bit, like because you're like really do it. That's like you vomit and you're like this. I remember this cool black lady cop, big lady. She was when I stopped on my bike on the Malibu one where I was like, and I just got off and I went. And she's like, "You all right?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." And then I got back on the bike. She was like, "All right, baby doll."
Your body is supposed to be terrified and just, revolting from it the whole entire time.
Yeah,
I mean, just even with Olympic lifting and stuff like that, it's like you're not supposed to pick up that much weight. So your body's just going to vomit and potentially pass out too. It's just like you're not supposed to.
Some people are supposed to.
Some people.
That's where you see you see different body types. Sometimes I look at I was talking about this on the podcast the other night, where it's like it's like with fighters and fighting. That's why you should never fight a stranger. Is like because you don't know, you can't tell by looking at someone. You really
how big they are, how skinny they are. Just don't.
How good they are at like throwing punches, or how strong or how tough they can.
Yeah, like someone who's bucked since he was 9 and now he's 21, and you think I can take this guy. and you've got a broken nose and you're on your back before you even know what's happened.
Yeah, and he was just like, oh, that was easy. Anyway, I'm gonna have a hamburger, and you're like, my face is like,
you're out of, even though you swung one punch and missed, you're out of breath as well on the floor. Like,
yes.
You can look for the ears if they got them big cauliflower ears.
Oh, cauliflower is just I just start, well, not sucking their dick necessarily because that might make them angry, but it would just be like, sir, how can I make your journey past me easier?
Yes, there is those people that, like, you try to explain that to people, like, well, I grew up in East Tennessee, so we're around rednecks and hillbillies and farm people and that, and it's like you realize quickly, around puberty and high school, oh, some people fight for fun. That's weird. Okay, we don't need to fuck with them because that's like the thing they do for fun. This is when we get too mad or someone's threatening our lives. Like, and then you realize, like, oh, you got to stay away from the people who think beating other people are fun.
Yeah. I used to, when I was a kid, we drank in the pub. There were guys that every Friday they would have a fight. Every Friday they're knocking someone out outside. It was just the thing that happened. It's like, oh, Mike's, he's going outside with this guy. He'll be back in like 2 minutes. It'll be one punch.
Yes. Yeah, you'd be at a bar, so those dudes are just like, we're gonna go fight this dude. We'll be right back. And they came right back. Like, it was like they went and played darts.
I'm gonna get fries, you guys.
Yeah, it's a different thing, and especially now, I'm not getting into any kind of altercation now. I'm going to try and run as fast as I can the other way, or talk my way out of it. That'll be the first one, and then I'm going to try and run, push someone else out in front of them. An elderly man that's walking past. Just you deal with this.
That's it. I have a Scottish friend, and we were at Bonnaroo together, and this dude on drugs, came up to me, and I did the thing where I was just like, he kind of got a little closer than I needed him to. So I just kind of did this. And then I was just trying to read him. And then I read him. And then I dealt with what he needed to deal with and passed the energy off and then moved him. And I looked over and Lloyd was just ready. He was just so Scottish about it. He was like, when he got too close to you, I was like, no, I could feel that you were about to strike him. That's why I was like, I could hit both. And he was like, I was like, no, that's where you grew up. You were right to do what you did. But I was like, we're in the middle of Tennessee and a drug thing. So I was like, I know how to Jedi this shit. And he was just Scottish and ready to be like, we're gonna mash his face, right? And I'm like, not yet. We can, but not yet.
Yeah, you go to Scotland and wherever it's from, Edinburgh or Glasgow or whatever, you can just tell some people you look at and think, yeah, that's a caveman. So I'm not.
He's a brilliant guitar player, but I would never fight him in 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Scottish artist. You're like, oh, he's an artist. Yeah, but yeah, he still turned your face into mash.
He picks up stones for fun sometimes.
Yeah.
No, it is well timed, but it's so impressive. Are you gonna be broadcasting your progress live on the GPS, or are you just gonna phone in after and tell us if you've died?
Well, the way they motherfuckers do it is you put this thing on your ankle.
Yeah,
and that's how they track you, make sure you're not cheating too. I'll probably like text my dad will be there, and then I think my son may be going with us, and let my wife know, and then I'll have we'll tweet it out so that you can just kind of go to the Ironman thing and then
tracking that number. Yeah,
see me just steadily moving forward. Hopefully, he stopped. Okay, he stopped right here. Well, he stopped for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I said I wouldn't eat anything either, but my knee was in so much pain. At every station on this marathon, I stopped. I took whatever shitty Dutch energy drink they had, any half banana, everything. I just stopped, let my knee rest for 10 seconds, and then go.
Well, that's a good. This is funny. I told Mike this story. It was like the first half marathon I official, where you sign up and run with a bunch of people. Yeah. I ran them on my own just to see if I could do it. But the first one I ran was what the fuck was I going to say about this?
I forget.
What did you just say?
Eating.
I said I stopped everywhere and ate everything at every station to rest my knee.
Oh, yes. No. Okay. I know this. Okay. I was like, oh, I didn't eat anything at all on that one. But what I did, and at one point, I was telling my buddy this recently, is the old arrogant athlete in me is like, you don't quit. You just keep running. And at one point I saw this like athletic looking motherfucker. He had stopped and he was like stretching and moving. And it was like, we were like 7 or 8 miles in at that point. And I was like, pussy. And then literally 30 seconds later, he just came like, shoom, shoom, like right past me. And then later I, learning about how to do long distances, like, yeah, you should do what he did. Is that actually helps your time, is to stop completely and like move your body so it's not just all like
cramping up doing the same thing.
Yeah, you've got to keep moving. If you stop, it will just lactic acid in there immediately.
Yeah, well, and then you move it around and you're like, oh yeah, I feel better, and it's just not moving in the same. Yeah, I was like, oh, I was calling this dude a pussy, and he was like, no, I know what I'm doing. You're an idiot. And he was right. He was right. But it's once again, it's so much like my times when I do those actual races, they're so much better than my other times when I even feel great. And it's because there's tons of people everywhere. And that energy, it gives you some kind of something else that propels you.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, that's having people around was definitely something that helped me as well. I was supposed to do this. I don't know if this will come up well, but I was supposed to do this half marathon next month, but I'm just not in the condition to do it. It's off. It's all on the trails in the Peak District, so it's in the mountains.
Cool.
But it's a half marathon. But you go around these beautiful lakes and stuff. But it's like 5 weeks away, and about 2 weeks ago, I injured my knees, and I'm just not going to make the distance. I don't think.
Nah,
but I'll do it next year.
That one
looks beautiful. So this is Lady Bower Reservoir in the Peak District, but there's loads of those trail halves, and I think there's probably some ultras and fulls and all kind of stuff going around. March to October normally is the season. So I'm definitely going to try and sign up to something.
And that reminds me of a marathon. My family's from Ireland in Sligo, and they have the Warriors Marathon. There's like this huge grave. It's 5,000 years old. It's like a burial mound, and it's just Irish people running a marathon. And it starts at the top of this thing, so they have to run down through all these sheep meadows and fields, and it's so steep. So like they're just kind of running, but every year there'll be like 4 or 5 people that just destroy their knees.
Oh, you break your ankles and all kind of running downhill on rough terrain is a fucking nightmare. It's not easy either.
No, trail running, like I've done it. It because there's roots, there's like rocks and all of this, like this different.
Yeah, there's holes you can't see in the ground. There's just a nice bit of grass, but really there's a fucking rabbit hole under it or something.
Yeah, it is a weird. And then like I live in LA, so I don't like trail running because there's like rattlesnakes and mountain lions.
Mountain lions, yeah.
It's like there's one video I watched, and it was in Utah, and I think people have seen it. It was pretty. It went around. Was that runner who ran up on like the mountain lion babies in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see, have you ever seen it? I've only watched it one time.
I've heard about it. I haven't seen that one.
It's
horrifying.
It's like it's a true horror film, is what it is, because he runs up and you see him. He's like, oh, and then you see him in real time be like, oh no, fuck, those are babies. Oh God, and then you see him and Mama's coming out of the tree line over here, and then she just comes at him. And he's smart. He's just he's just educated enough about what's happening to handle this situation. And he gets big and makes
screaming.
Well, he's not screaming, but he's loud. He's loud, and he's moving out of her territory the whole time,
backing away.
And it's 5 minutes long, and it's him backing up, backing up the whole time. Oh, Brett, he doesn't need David Attenborough to do that. No. Hey, David Attenborough would just be silent, and you just hear him breathing, going, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." And dude, at one point the cat does this thing where just to let it know, like, I could fuck you up, and dude's like, I know, and then
Man,
you can see the nature in it too, which is kind of, it's like beautiful because it gets to whatever distance that cat is comfortable with that human being away from its babies, and then just turns and is like, fuck you, and bounces. And then
at least you got one with the
falls
you
down.
can just hear the guy go, "Ugh."
Yeah, but there's going to be mountain lion mothers with different personalities as well. You're going to get real bitches as well. It's like, oh, you're walking away, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm still coming.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
you've got to try and at least statistically give yourself a chance.
Yeah, you can. Oh, it was, and he was
Man.
calm. It was just like this thing where you're like, and he films the whole time, which is, I guess, you're not really thinking about, is the camera on it?
No, at that point, and also maybe your family can find out what happened. There's one with a couple of cyclists, I think, and one attacks one cyclist, and the cyclist that's getting attacked, the other one comes over to help.
Why are you telling him this? He's never going to Ironman
No,
again.
The other one comes over to help.
And cycling
And
LA
so it looks up and he says, "Go fuck yourself" in mountain lion language. So he gets on his bike and rides away. So the cat's like, "I love chasing shit. I fucking love chasing stuff. It's funny you should be riding away because I love to chase things." And it chased that guy and killed that guy. And I think the original guy lived. It like bit through his helmet and chewed its skull up and stuff. I think that was the
they're
state of it.
killing machines. That's what a cat
Yeah.
is. That is. But when you find that out, that fact that, like, I was never been like I never mind a cat. You know what I mean? I've never been like, I hate them, but I've never been like, I want that in my home. That's never been.
I've had cats, and they're horrific psychopaths that could kill everything.
Yeah.
And if they were slightly bigger, they would eat you too. They just let you know that.
I went to this to plug an old documentary I did. It's, I don't know if you can find it, watch it. It's amazing. It's called Freedom, the Road Trip. But we went to this crazy cat lady in Pahrump, Nevada, outside of Las Vegas. And she had all kinds of big cats. And I like played with a liger, and they're real. A liger is real. It's not just some Napoleon Dynamite thing. And it was like a cub, and it was really cool because it was just like a strong Labrador kind of, but more playful. And I was fucking with it. And her husband was this former military intelligence dude who was cool and scary. And he goes, "Stop doing that," because I was just like fucking with it like it was my dog. And I was like, "Whoa, shit, okay, is it going to bite me or something?" He's like, no, you're fine. It's just when it gets big, we can't play with it like that ever, because when it gets big, it will play like that and then accidentally, like paw me, and then my head falls off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, he's like, that's what people don't realize is like most of them are like house cats, and that you can domesticate them pretty easy. It's just they just get too big for humans to really handle, and let's say you did magic with them in Las Vegas for years. Odds are one day one of them's just going to be a cat and paw your fucking face off.
I'm such a pussy. I had these two cats, and one was a little kitten, and he was so aggressive. He'd lay on his belly, rub me, and you'd rub him, and he'd fucking claw you every time. I was such a pussy that would hurt, and I'd be showing people for like a week, and look what the cat did. There's no way I'm playing with a fucking liger.
It's fun.
I had a cat like that, and I used to give it fart kisses on its stomach, where you just go up and go, and it would claw the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I wasn't brave enough to put my face near this one.
We had. Well, actually, she married Hampton Yount, but one of our tenants, we had this little back house we turned into a little studio to try to make money for a while. And then, we're like, fuck having people in our home all the time. But she got this hairless cat, and she rescued it in LA. And I was raised on a cattle farm, so keep that in mind. And this cat would attack anyone but her that came in that house or whatever. And one day I had to go back in there. She wasn't there. I had to go fix something in the thing for it. And the cat, I could just feel it coming at me. And I was like, oh, okay. And it came, and did the cat thing. And I punted it across the fucking room. And that cat was like, and looked up at me and then never fucked with me ever again. And one day she's like, the cat attacks everyone but you. And I was like, oh, me and him came to an understanding. She's like,
I gave it some dreamers. I definitely didn't kick your pet in the chest when it came for me.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, he did attack me one time, and I attacked back, and he was like, tip of the hat. Because I was like, I was like, he's not a human.
No.
He doesn't have emotional issues, and like, oh, you're attacking me because your dad's weird, you need to go. It's like, I don't have to have patience for you. He's attacking me because he's a cat, and I'm in his space.
Yeah.
But this is where he's wrong. I own this house. He died.
Yeah.
Your hands?
No. Years later. I was sad. I was like, oh.
The next day of a heart attack.
It was like, it was like kind of like how dudes are when you're like in middle school and high school, where it's like at first it's like, I didn't like that guy. And then you push each other a little bit. And you're like, oh, he's a good kid. I like it. He punched me. I punched him. We're cool.
We came to an understanding.
Oh, he passed away. Man,
I like that guy.
Yeah, didn't he give you that scar? Yeah, he gave me that scar right there. He's a good dude.
Yeah, we had guys like that. Yeah, we used to fight a little bit. Well, I had older brothers, and they were fucking crazy. I've always been way more of a pussy than my brothers, but they used to, set people's hair on fire at school and that kind of shit. Yeah. Just unruly. Just lighter fluid and
4, and it's funny because they do fuck with each other. And now, like, the older the 4-year-old gets, the more like I have to watch. Like, my 14-year-old will be like, "What the fuck, dude?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. Hey, 4-year-old, leave your older brother alone." Where he just like fucking, like he's just figuring out how to fuck. We're just like, they just can't help it. Like, they love each other and they're fascinated and like like enamored with each other, but at the same time, like, fuck you.
Yeah, that must be weird seeing it from that side. I mean, I don't think my parents gave a shit, to be honest. It's like if they came home and I was covered in blood or like pegged out on the grass and bees were on me and I'm covered in fucking jelly, then they go, stop doing this to your brother. But yeah,
well, it's always. I tell you what it is. It's you guys are fine until it's gonna affect my day. You guys. You can do whatever, but until I know I'll have to clean something up or it's going to cost us money, that's when I'll be like, stop.
Yeah. If you got to go to hospital, I've got to fill out paperwork. The police might be around.
That is and I think that's the healthiest way to raise kids is like you just give them enough freedom to where you're like, okay, stop. Because they're all just constantly. And once I accepted this, it got easier as a parent. Is that because you think that you're at first, because all you know is like friendship and relationships. So being a parent is different because you're teaching them where the line is about a lot of stuff instead of being with like another person that's like of you. You're just like, this is my line, stop, kind of thing. And then if they cross it, you're like, get the fuck away from me. But with kids, their whole fucking thing is like crossing the line to figure out where it is because they're little sociopaths to a certain point because they don't know. So at first it's exhausting because you're like, this motherfucker's just testing my shit every day. And then you're like, oh, he doesn't know he's doing that. That's just what he does.
Figuring out what they can get, right?
We're like, what's morals and what's fucking this, and okay, well, if I can do this as a deal, why can't I do that? And you're like, that's a good question. Society hasn't quite answered that,
but really. You can't.
Don't. It'll make it harder. Don't do that.
Yeah, in 2023, you can't punt him across the room.
No.
And say we came to an understanding.
Yeah.
You just have to figure out another way. Like,
I mean, me and my brother were doing that yesterday at the game.
It made me laugh because I was thinking about that on the way to get coffee this morning, that you guys were like roughhousing inside the stadium, 2 grown men. And then I was like, it just made me laugh. I was like, this is how dudes work. And then it's like, but dudes get competitive even in that little thing. And I was like, and then that's how a punch gets thrown. So like, you still have to be like, okay, you gotta let it go, let them get it out a
little bit.
And then my dad, I can hear my dad saying this. He's a football coach and, you know, gym teacher and history teacher. And his thing was always like, easy, which is like, the older I get, like, it's perfect for handling a certain kind of dude situation where you're just like, because dudes know we're like, fuck you. And then you hear somebody from the outside be like, easy. And you're like, oh, yeah, are we getting too close to hurting each other?
Turn it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that was my brother's wife being like, you guys are about to hit other people outside of you. And we're like,
yeah, that's when it becomes a problem, is that now you're in a brawl at a fucking game. Like, you're gonna be on Instagram.
Yeah, it's just gonna. Yeah, it would just be like dominoes of just grappling happening all over. Fine. Oh, do we get to wrestle?
We get to fight. Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, we just let all the fucking golden retrievers out in the stadium.
What was that? Football?
No, baseball. One of the chillest sports in the world. But it was like 90 degrees, and me and my brother were sitting in the bleachers or whatever. But they're so compact that it's just 2 huge dudes just up against each other. So we got tired of that, and then when we were walking out, it just turned into a pushing match back and forth.
So this is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. I thought it was cool at first. You know how like in certain, well, I don't know, you live in, I don't know if y'all have, you don't really have baseball there, but so
cricket.
I don't have cricket.
We have that. I hate cricket though. I know what baseball is.
I know. Well, one of the things they do at like minor league games and sometimes at pro games is they let the kids run the bases after the thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
I never told you.
So, which is cool. But at the end of the Phillies game, they announced like, oh, it's senior day or whatever. And then anyone over 55, they get to go out and walk the bases. I was like, that's cool. That's like a cool thing. And then we were leaving. The line to do that was wrapped around the stadium. There was that many old people there lined up. It was I was like, this is what. At first, I was like, oh, this is cute as hell. And then we just kept walking. I was like, this is weird. It's getting weird. There's just so many old people.
And then you missed it because you left. But, they have TVs all around the stadium. I was in the souvenir shop, and then we went to the bar that's in the stadium after for like an hour. But just on the big screen TVs there, it's just for the next couple hours, it's just old people walking the bases and then like taking selfies of themselves stepping on each base.
I don't like it. It's like a Stephen
on the bases.
Yeah. No, it's like the first chapter of a Stephen King novel. It's like, what the fuck's happening here?
It did. You're exact. That is perfect. That is. I went from being like, man, this is sweet and cute to being off about this.
Something's going on.
Something off. I don't like it.
It went for hours though. After
I know
crazy.
It was weird, but then it's like, you know what? Keep them in some kind of contained area. Keep all those old people. Just
all
they don't need to
left.
vote. They don't need to vote. That's for sure.
And these are the COVID survivors as well, so they're real mean.
They're mean.
They're mean and they're arrogant.
Arrogant, kind of openly racist. Yeah, and just voting for the worst ideas you've ever heard. And
yes,
that is. I've said this on the road when I said this earlier this year, just to fuck with the audiences. And then, when you do that and then you get a different response and you're like, oh, okay, I guess we're onto something here. As I was like, hey, I just think like a certain generation dies off, the world will be better. And, which is it's like a funny thought. And then, but the way every audience was just like, yeah, Yes. I was like, oh, okay. So this isn't just some funny thought I had. This is like
hitting close to something.
Are all like there's like 3 generations of people being like, we need to kill all these. Let's just put them on a fucking iceberg. That
we hope so. We hope so. But the problem is, what happens when your hips start to really fucking hurt and people you become more and more invisible? I think it can turn you into a hateful little prune. A little
I think a lot of those, and I've said this, I think a lot of the guys that are like the politicians that are like super misogynistic in a way that's like policy wise, they're misogynistic. I was like, it's just because they have the worst hateful wives in the world. And that's who they're really legislating against, is like they're fucking hateful little mean fucking wives. And then there's like, I'd say, so I think you're exactly right.
We'll see when we get there. We'll evaluate our own morality when I get. I have enjoyed the. Is it Mitch McConnell? I've enjoyed those mini strokes that's been going on the internet.
Well, did you hear the one where it was like the one yesterday? It's because the part that to me is even more illuminating than the fucking little brain explosions he's having is right before that. The reporter asked very loudly, very clearly that question, and the guy's like, "Can you say it again?" And I was like, "Whoa, he yelled that, motherfucker. He yelled that." And then, it's probably because his brain was exploding.
Pickles.
He is one of the first turtles we're going to get to watch die, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, if he keeps wanting to speak in public, I think it might be on TV. I mean, I love the Bud Dwyer classic from the press conference with the gun in the mouth, but I think this might be an equally beautiful death to see on a press conference.
I tried to make T-shirts of that Bud Dwyer shirt, but
people love that.
Let me.
That's a cult. People really.
I love watching it. Sometimes when we do these and I have a couple of whiskeys, you just start playing it. I don't know if we're allowed to do that, but it's just one of my favorite clips ever. I don't know why. It's just
and the reason why he killed himself, it was later proved that he was actually innocent. So that's the one that really.
So he was just embarrassed, like he was just shamed.
Well, no, they were going to throw him in prison. They were going to be like, "Hey, you've embezzled all this money. We're going to throw you in prison." And he was like, "No, you guys, I didn't do it." And his wife stopped believing him. Everybody stopped believing him.
Oh my God,
he was innocent.
Wow, that's awesome.
If I was innocent, I would have tried to take some of those fucks out with me. A couple of the reporters.
Well, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's clearly a good dude. If he was a bad dude, he wouldn't have been there. He'd be like, I got away with this fucking cool.
It's this expression as well. It's a good one.
For me, I like when he puts his hand out because he is a good dude. He was like, if you're faint of heart, turn away. This one.
Have you ever seen the video of that dude? Speaking of morbid shit, it's the guy walking through the airport that I don't know if it's like a child molester or like he killed a kid or something. It's like, and it's this dude, and they're. I guess they've extradited him from somewhere and they're walking him through the airport. And there's the kid's dad or whoever's is like acting like he's on this bank of payphones. And as the dude turns around, he hangs it up and just turns around and like, bam. And it's one of those where it's like, it's morbid and fucked up. But then when you know the story, you're like, man, I can understand that.
And anytime
anytime
there's videos of the family members or the dads just beating the shit out of the dude in the courtroom, it's like one of my favorites.
I've seen one in a school. I think the guy goes to school and beats the fuck out of a teacher. I think it's in the States because the teacher molested the girl or something.
I saw one in high school I was in 7th grade and kid mispracticed a bunch. And then our coach didn't play him because that was the fucking rule. I had just missed 2 free throws in the game to win the game. I lost the game for us. So my dad was having me stay after practice and shoot free throws, which is what you do. also, he handled that one of the best dad ways I've ever, because we're down by 1. I got fouled. I missed both fucking free throws and we lost. 7th grade. I get in the car after the game and he goes, well, now you know how that feels. Great. You know what I mean? It was like, fuck yeah, you're right. Sucks.
Yeah.
Like, so we got to go work on like fixing that. You know, you got to hit free throws. And you're like, God damn, it wasn't like, oh, you're okay. It's just like, well, that sucked, huh? You're like, fuck yeah, it did. And so I'm shooting free throws. A little angry about it because, you know, all my friends are gone where I'm still like, God damn it. So, and then dude's dad comes in and he's like, he's hammered. It's clear, but I'm not versed. I wasn't super versed in that, but I was still like, he's acting weird.
Yeah.
And then he sucker punches our my middle school basketball coach. And like hits him hard, and our basketball coach just did this move where it was like, and his eyes got big. That's all that happened. Oh man, I've never to this day seen any man like pure panic after a move, because it was like, it's like we were talking about earlier where you punt, you know, you don't know who you're fucking with. And he did that thing where he turned around like he's walking away and then turned around and just popped him like a sucker punch. Yeah. And it didn't work. It just activated this man is what it did. And it scared that they were coming at me. And I was like 7th grade. And my dad was doing that thing where he was like, easy. And I was like, I ran out. You know what I mean? I was like, there's 2 grown men fighting.
About to fight.
Well, our coach was a paratrooper in Vietnam. And he was lead dude, like through the jungle.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe not fist fight that guy. So my dad said that he pushed, and my dad knew our coach from years because they coached different stuff together. So he knew. He was like, Larry. And he goes, and he was like, and it kind of made him come to. And he looked down and he was like, he had that dude face down by his ears and was going like this on the gym hardwood floor. And then dude ran out and he's like, and my dad goes later that he's like, yeah, Coach Larry said that. He's like, man, I'm glad you're there. I'd have killed that dude.
Sorry. Did the coach keep his job?
Oh, my whole life.
Traumatizing, man.
You know what? My dad was like, don't tell anybody about this. This is
cool.
And I was like, there were a couple people in the locker room afterwards. And then when it finally got out, they were like, that's why you were being so weird. And I was like, yeah, that's 2 grown men fight. Yeah.
One was real good at it.
Yeah, one of them was not good at fighting. The other one was like, oh, I can train.
Yeah, it's different. I saw a lot of it. My dad used to hit a few people when I was younger. So I remember I saw some of it was traumatizing. Some of it, I can still hear the screams of the neighbors as he's going through someone's front door over something. But some of it was kind of cool when I sort of thought about it. But it's not, you can't really do it. He actually tried to fight someone right before COVID. He's in his 70s. And I heard something going on outside at their house. And I looked over and he's got a brick in his hand by someone else's window. So for the first time in my life, I had to run out with Dad, put the brick down, get inside. We're too old. Yeah. We'll get you some ice cream.
Well, he tried to play it off. He's like, where's the mortar?
It was it. But he was fighting another guy in his 60s. And 2 of them, 2 fucking idiots that are too old to do it.
Just having fun.
Just having a little fun. Yeah, I think they made friends because during COVID, someone died and my dad had to break in to let the paramedics in. And then that guy had come over. So I think they've made friends now. When I go over, there's chili jam to give me that this guy's grown and given them. So they have that kind of friendship now. They're giving stuff from each other's garden. They've made up.
It's like the old people. It's the same thing as the old people walking the bases, and they used to let the kids do it. We all turn back into kids.
Yeah.
My grandma's, one of them is like for sure, on the way, and she messes with my mom like she's a teenager, and it's one of the funniest fucking things. It drives my mom crazy. And I'm like, oh, I was like, oh, good for Mimi. Keep fucking with mom. Someone needs to fuck with mom. And Dad goes, it is funny. He's like, she don't fuck with me like that. She just fucks with her. And I was like, well, mom's mean. So, but I think it's like you get to a certain point when you're like, I'm just gonna do what I want to do and have fun.
That's how I want to go. I still want to be a little bit of a piece of shit. I want to try and make people laugh, be a little mean to people. I like mean old people sometimes, where they'll just tell someone they're a piece of shit. And you don't expect it, like a little old lady or something, just fuck off.
Yes.
That's what I like. I love it. Still got a bit of personality.
Yes, not that. Yeah, I like old people. Yeah, that aren't people pleasers. That is an interesting old person. They're like, I'm still doing shit. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
I still exist.
Just like an old ornery fuck. Like there was this lady. When we went to Humboldt the first time, we were on this farm, and it was the son who had inherited the farm, and then his family, and then crazy old mom who had went through all the marijuana wars and all this shit. She would just pop in, say some crazy shit, and then pop back out of the interview, and she was all around the farm. And I was like, she's the goddamn best. And they were like, she's a handful. I was like, yeah. That is, she's awesome.
I mean, after you've gone through so much, it's like, I don't want to bother with all this stuff. Just fuck it.
But it was like, she was like a teenager.
Yeah.
It was like, she would come in, but like a cool teenager with like cool stories where you're like, I'm a little scared of that kid. That's it. But that's her issue.
Right. You don't want the old people that are still getting their tits out at 90. I don't want to see that down the high street, just a little bit. Dial it back a little back. Unless you're into it. I'm not going to kink shame.
When's the last time you were in Atlanta?
I connected through Atlanta Airport in January. I've never been to the city. I've been to the airport.
And when you're in the city, I want you to go to the Claremont Lounge.
All right.
And that is a strip club where everyone is, I would say, at least 60 and above.
Experienced.
It is the most fun place one of the most fun places I've ever been. Because it's like the novelty and fun of a strip club without anyone worried about getting laid or being too late.
You're not going to come home to your wife with glitter all over you.
Well, if you did, you'd be like, I was at the Claremont. And she'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Go take a shower.
You got Bengay smell all over you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is that Benadryl? Brass Stables. Okay. Have you ever been there?
No. Where's this? Nashville?
Yeah. The Brass Stables in Printer's Alley. That was where.
I like that's called the Brass Stable.
It was awesome. There's brass stables. There were brass stables around the thing, and it was little too. And I remember the last time I was there, this was decades ago. Lots of metal in the women too. Yeah. They had just made some rule changes to when the laws change or whatever, some strip club laws had changed. And I wasn't aware of that. And so we went after a show or something in Nashville, and then it was just a good place to go. You could bring your own beer too, so you could just drink, and that was really fun. And we knew the door guy, so he wouldn't charge us. Yeah. And then we let him in comedy. It was like a whole fun thing. But I kept getting in trouble because I was trying to give them the money, and they had changed it to make it more to make the dancers feel more safe and respected. That we had to stand behind this. They had a line they put on the floor, and we had to throw money at them. And I was this is so much more degrading than anything. And
especially coins.
Oh, and the strippers, they were just like, preach, this is ridiculous. And I was like, that was just like, I'm just like, throw it and like dance for me. Like, it's like you're in, but then later, once you know everybody, they would shut the doors at 3 a.m, and then the whole place would change.
It sounds like it's something special.
Completed. It's not open anymore.
Weird.
So does Brett know the year this changed? Was it spring of 2000? The expert.
Oh, he does. That's Probably around this thing. Now that
Still got the scars.
That tracks.
Shut down all the cat houses. Can't do nothing here no more. That's why you stay
That
home,
was
Brett.
what I was about to say. There used to be like whorehouses down there too.
Man.
And I say whorehouses out of the most respect.
The
utmost respect.
Hard age, though.
Like it was the best.
Yeah.
Like in the old, there was one that was like in an old, it looked like what you would think a brothel looked like. It was down like second. It was like damn.
Why don't people protest that? Like they're rubbing away our history, like, you know, when they take down statues.
It's culture right now. There's a fucking Starbucks there or something.
Yeah.
No, there is. It's a fucking amphitheater is what it is, and, and a luxury hotel. That is the last time I went. I was like, I did say that to a friend of mine. I was like, there's a whorehouse right there. He was like, what? I was like, I never went to it, but I knew what it was, and I dropped several comedians off there one time.
Yeah, we've got one here in the city in Manchester. It's illegal here, but there is a known whorehouse because there's a sandwich shop that's really famous called Fat Frank's or something. And that people go, yeah, it's next to the whorehouse down this alleyway by the fucking bins.
Are the sandwiches good?
Alleged, it's all over TikTok. Apparently, it's trendy to go and get a big Fat Frank's or whatever it's called, Fat Pats. So I'm gonna go try it. I've not been yet.
Big fat blowjob and a big fat sandwich. That sounds like.
Listen, if I've had a couple of beers, I might let you know. But it's I don't imagine there's many teeth going on in that whorehouse.
Gummies.
Probably if you got $5 worth of crack, you can probably get a freebie in there.
I bet they do barter.
Wild times. At least they can eat with the sandwich shop. Evilly, and how we doing? Yeah, man. So you got. I'll let you go in a sec. So you can go and eat food. What time do you eat before a show? Do you eat mid-afternoon? A little snack before?
Yeah,
I can't eat a big meal before.
It depends on what. Like, I may go because I got to check in the hotel because we're staying at my family friend's house right now. And I may not check in until after the show now. I'll get I'll tell you what, like since I quit eating processed sugar, it's turned me into like a intermediate faster, not on purpose, is that I don't need much food to operate. I'll eat after I exercise to the recovery thing. And then I'll have coffee and fruit and like that kind of stuff, sparingly throughout the day. But it's like, it's wild when you just stop putting garbage in.
That's living like a human should live, right? You're just grazing and exercising. That's what we should be doing, not sitting on the fucking couch.
It is like
donuts.
Yeah, and then like when I snack, it's like I learned that I just trick my body as like watermelon is sweet, and then you put salt on it, so it gives you both the things that your dumb fucking brain thinks you need when you're relaxing or whatever, and then you don't feel bad afterward. It's like what all these companies have done what they did was they took the way our bodies work and then started manipulating that to sell us and get us stuff. And if you fucking de-engineer that, you can start eating healthy again. And then you realize and the way I keep doing it too is like keep the discipline about it is because I know I know myself enough to think like, oh, I'm an outlaw in this system. Like I'm
raging against the machine.
Yeah, it is this fucking rebel fucking attitude where I'm like,
you're a fucking ananarchist, man. Staying away from the sugar. That's what you're. You're breaking the system.
Fucking bullshit systems, and what it really is like, no, you're just doing it the way you're supposed to live it. But if I keep thinking like, they ain't got me, it's like that is helping my dumb fucking brain for whatever.
But there
Listen, I struggle to get there. I've been in that space a couple of times, and it's fucking great when you're in it because it's just I just need to eat what I need to eat, and I'm moving. I feel good. I look better. I'm just trying to wean myself off at the moment. I'll have a few days where I'm doing good, and then it'll get to like a Thursday, Friday, and like I could just eat a bag of Doritos about this fucking big, 4 donuts for no reason.
If I do that, what I will do is, and I think this is why I like the weird training I'm doing, is because if I run 10 miles, then I can eat a whole fucking pizza.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like to eat. That is like, I know that I won't eat ice cream or anything like that anymore because that's just it's just poison, which sucks because it's delicious poison.
Yeah.
But you can eat quality pizza and those kind of things that like give you that same kind of fun guilt. And then it's not like, oh, like you said, you can just eat a fucking tray of like
Oh my
every
God.
me and my son will get a bag of fucking Doritos and we'll just eat this queso and Doritos. And he was like, isn't this bad for you? And I was like, if you do it in moderation, it's not. And I haven't had it in 2 months. So this is moderate. And I also love to binge. That's the way I used to drink. So if I trick my fucking dumb brain into being like, we're binging, we're doing the thing here, we're releasing the fun. And then I'm like, yeah, fuck the system.
And then you just kick a child in the chest and go, we've got an understanding.
That's why there is a crate of hairless cats in our backyard.
Wow, that's funny. But yeah, I'm happy that you're feeling good and healthy. I'm kind of jealous. I'm still being a pussy, but soon I'll be running again with this knee. I'm going to try it tomorrow, and then I'm going to get into the zone. Sorry, bro?
Do yoga.
Yoga will help.
You know what? I did it a lifetime of saying it was
works. Everyone knows it works, but you just see and be like, God damn it.
A lifetime of me just saying it was gay, and then did it about 3 years ago and think, if this is gay, I want to be gay. This is great. I feel good. The joints feel good. I'm flexible. I can touch my toes. 30 days with Adrienne or whatever was on YouTube. I felt good. And I've done it from time to time when I've had a back issue, like lower back. But yeah, even 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day made me feel much better. And I know that. I know all the good things I should do. Mm-hmm. It's on the list.
It is the 10 minutes. Oh, man, we got to go. We love you. Yeah. You're doing time in Bisbee, and if you make it to Tucson or wherever, if there's a show, you're not just hanging out in the back. I don't care if you're crying because you're on edibles. We're going to wheelbarrow your ass up.
They're trying to fuck me. Tapman says, "Are you ready for Bisbee?"
I'm going to run a goddamn half Ironman, and then I'm going to go to Chicago, and then I'm going to come to Bisbee. I think that's a good preparation for Bisbee. I'm just worried about getting to Kansas City the next day.
All right. Oh fuck! You got to travel the next day. Are you traveling? Is anyone traveling with you, Mike? You going to Kansas?
He's meeting me in Kansas City.
Oh man!
We're doing this cool hash show in Tulsa because there seems to be no rules about cannabis in Oklahoma. And then we're doing Manhattan, Lawrence, Wichita, Kansas, and then going into Denver for the High Plains Festival, which will be filmed. We're going to show my special in the venue where it was filmed at the International Cannabis Church.
Nice.
Going to do a mushroom brunch. Going to do a nice mushroom brunch on Saturday the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mike and I are going to tape some Grown Local episodes while we're there too. So
beautiful stuff, man. Go have a nice day. I'll see you in person in a couple of weeks, hopefully. Mike, nice to meet you, man.
Bye.
Thanks for letting me,
bring on
let Mike crash your podcast.
You're welcome, man. All right, go take care. Go and be an anarchist. All right, Billy Wayne Davis and Mike Mcgowan, everyone. Miss David Lister, nice to see you hanging out there. Nice, no problem. I haven't done anything. I was asleep. 10 minutes before Billy Wayne was supposed to be here, I was asleep. And then I was like, and then he's apologizing. I'm going to be late. I was like, good. I can wake up. I just had a power nap, little power nap. Daddy's tired today. There's a small part of me that wants to start drinking now, but I've been very sober. I'm going to be sensible. And if you're watching us on YouTube, give us a subscribe and all that stuff. If you're watching it back, I'll put up a little thing later. Been lovely. I feel very blue here, very nice, like a 14-year-old girl on TikTok. No, 16. 18. Let's make it 18. She's 18. She's on TikTok and she's got tits. And we're not. That's not why all of our Instagram search history looks the way it does. It's not. It's not the algorithm learning about us. It's just being weird. Why are they showing? Why are they showing me the girls in cat ears? I've got no idea. 5% about 6. God damn it, Brett. I got the only thing I got in the house is overpriced, significantly overpriced alcohol, and I don't want to open it. I'll have to do a beer run. What day is it? Thursday. Maybe I could do a beer run. Maybe I could do a beer run and do something else. Thursday, innit, bruv? That's it. Yeah, I couldn't. I remember being in your stream last night, Brock, but I don't remember leaving it. I must have just passed the fuck out, to be honest. I've been very tired, Lisa. I'm still shaking off the tail end of this fucking thing now, sort of 9 days into the cold, the man flu, MANN, so it's harder. And yeah, I'm at the tail end of it now. I feel good. It's just all the congestion still. I've not coughed anything up today. That's the first day. But I'm very bunged up. And I've got significant admin to do before I go to the desert. Before Steve and Kat are coming to the desert, we still got to work on Saguaro, who's going to a wedding. I've already been in touch with her today. I've sent her divorce statistics. I've told her to tell him it's COVID. Oh, is this COVID? It could well be. Yeah, it could well be. But I haven't taken a test in 2 years, and I don't intend to. Everyone I know was sick around here, and everyone in America was sick at the same time. So we might have all had COVID. Just don't test. You've never got it. And yeah, a few people know down south. So it's just going around the planet right now, right? Just a little bit of autumnal flu or whatever it is. Any man with two ends is hardy. Exactly. 2 N words. A couple of pipe hidden. Woo! So yeah. Who else was here today? Tapman, Evilly, and Ted. Craig was here, I think, in two different platforms today. And Solvend. Nice. I see all. Now I never want to leave now. I never want to leave except I really want to drink a case of beer, but I don't have a case of beer. I'd have to go to the store and spark something else up. Is the beard staying? I think so. It's still kind of shitty here. In the desert, it's going to be like pubic hair. It's going to be all up at the sides. I need to, shampoo, get the beard shit for it, I think. But I haven't done that yet because I'm incredibly lazy. But yeah, I think there's been like 4 times where I was just going to shave it off. And don't think that I won't just leave a little Hitler one. Right? But I haven't yet. I still using hand sanitizer. Oh, that's weird. Beard all about him, yeah. The only thing annoying, I've trimmed it a few times, but the only thing annoying about it is when I've been blowing my nose a lot recently because of this cold, and then all the snot is just here in the tash. It's just like then you think it's not clean. You got to clean it. That's that. I don't like that. And then when you eat food, especially curry, spicy sauce, that sort of shit, it really gets in there. So you've got to just wash a bit like a dog. But yeah, I'll try some of that shit to see if it helps, and then it might get a little longer. It's all lopsided because this side grows more. You got the grey and the gingers in there. There's quite a lot of grey. You can't really see it. It's basically, if you just do this, it looks like a pubic thatch from like 1997. A specific one that I remember. Look at my pussy. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. The revolution of the tech for this podcast was going to start this month, but because I'm out of the blue go into our fucking Zona. It can't, because the money that I was going to use for that is going on all kinds of things. I'm going to see if I can get a I was going to say hand job from a truck driver, but that's the other way around. Hey, if Kat and Steve are going to Tucson, maybe they should drive me to Bisbee. Instead of me killing myself by car. But yeah, I do need to do a few pieces of admin for that trip. Someone to stay in LA, but I might change flights and knock off days and all that kind of stuff. I'm still thinking of the Saturday, Sunday in Tucson, unless the Friday night in Bisbee gets wild. If that gets wild and there's something potentially going on the Saturday, I'll stay an extra day and just move everything around. I'm sure I could. The rental unit I have in Bisbee is it looks haunted. It's in the fucking. I've just got a little bed about this big in some old place in the center of town though, and it does look haunted, but it's cheap, so I'll be doing that. But I don't think anyone else is booking that. And I don't think they'll then book it on the Saturday. So I think it'll be easy for me just to move those days or add a day. And she's got a few different rooms, this lady. So I think drug you as soon as possible. But it's going to be, oh yeah, the druggers that deny all. I hope they do bring an edible or two, actually, because, well, listen, I'm sure I'm going to be able to find what I need to find around somewhere near the Mexican border. I'm sure that's not difficult. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be fighting fit and ready. I'm going to shake this cold off. I'm going to try and get some runs in from this week. And I'm really looking forward to it now. But I've still got other things that I need to move around like a big human-sized puzzle piece so I can go. I'll be in the desert. But there's a few things that I need to do because I should be doing other things. But I'll work on that. You don't need to worry about my responsibilities. I'll worry about that. I like to, instead of checking with people, I like to just do things and then check and then go, can we move this other stuff? Hoping they'll say yeah, because if they say no, then I'll go, well, we're not doing it. So that's the end of us organizing this thing. I like to get the big irresponsible button and push that. I think that should be done from time to time. Bingo Syllab. I've actually no doubt. That'd probably be up in Warren as well, wouldn't it? There's a couple that were up in Warren actually, which is where Stanhope and that live. But in Bisbee itself, I would rather be there just because. Okay, it might be annoying getting back from the Shady Dell on the Friday. I'm going to die walking a mile down the street there. But I'd rather be in Bisbee itself because it's near things. If I'm hungover or feeling fragile, I need to be near things. So I'm near food. I'm near a bar, near life, coffee. I can just... there's not a lot going on up that end of town. So I'm going to stay in Bisbee itself. Pretty much central. It's just pretty much on. I think it's on Main Street. Even it's in that main drag there. Oh, you see him next week? Nice. Give him a shout. Yeah, they're beautiful. When I was in town 2016, we were actually going to stay there, but we couldn't. There was some family stuff with my friend from Tucson, so we didn't. But we had a look around. The guy was really nice. I can't remember his name, but he showed us around 4 or 5 different trailers, and it's beautiful vintage. The stuff they kit them out with, like vintage 50s and 70s shit. Something else. That was fully booked, and then Saguaro had a spare one and was going to transfer it, but I'm not going to stay on the 16th, and it's all a thing. But now I might. So sorry about that noise. Yeah, to be honest, I don't think my voice will hold up tonight. If I went into the beer run, I don't think my voice will hold up. It's still a little scratchy, but I'll do a few more minutes for you guys. Is it even been rebuilt yet? Canuck had a look round it last week, actually. The new version. Canuck is making nice normal money. Yeah, I'm hoping to meet Tom on the Thursday. The massive graveyard next to the start. That's right. There is a graveyard, right? Oh, nice. So you can go together. Hopefully you can sit together and all that stuff. I'm sure that'll be good. Chicken. I'm going to eat a pizza and put spicy chili flakes on it, bruv. I'm just going to eat a pizza and put bird's eye chili flakes on that motherfucker. I'm going to settle in and maybe watch... I'll find some weird documentary. I watched a couple of college football documentaries. One was an untold story, something or other. But get about is it Jason Tebow and the Gators? And one was about I don't know. I watched two documentaries. One was one episode and one was like 4 episodes. I can't remember, but they were good. If you see those on Netflix and you're interested, Return the Rented Beer, man. Yeah, I don't have any beer. I wish I had beer. If I had beer, I'd just start drinking now. And I am only 5 minutes from beer, but I'm a little rough still. So I think the best thing for me to do is to take an extra couple of days, no drinking. And I'll be back Saturday with Jamie Dykes and we'll be drinking them. Off for 4 days. Hugh's drugging and off for next 4 days. Oh, nice. Get it down. Are you going away or staying home? Jesus freak. But I didn't know anything about him. I'd heard his name, but they just went over those 2 or 3 seasons. And it was just really, I don't know much about the sport, really. It's just really interesting to see behind the scenes stuff and what was going on. It's interesting to me. I mean, you're going to get brain damage doing that for a sport, right? Holiday weekend at amateur. Oh, is it Memorial Day? It's not Labor Day, is it? Is it Memorial Day? It's one of them, right? Because Mind Dog was talking about the party in Long Island. It's going to be 100 all weekend. Fuck that, man. That'd be Thursday. Labor Day, that's it. So I don't fucking know. Comes around quick. I only hear about it through Mind Dog and when he's fucking me. When he's holding down on fucking me non-consensually. Mind Dog TV. Go tell him. Labor Day and summer more. Right, I get it. Nice. So party weekend. Yeah, we had a weekend here last week and it's for nothing really. It's just people just get drunk. I went out Saturday, but Sunday, Monday, normally the Sundays of that weekend are fucking party chaos, especially if the weather's good. The one in the summer was, if you go out here at lunchtime, it's chaos at like midday. But I was just resting. Sunday, Monday, I was still pretty sick, so I was just laid down, watching Netflix basically, and other streaming services. Just easier to say Netflix. The Crimes of Mind Dog TV. Many crimes, I think. He comes from a crime family. The FBI were after those guys. That's probably why he hates Trump and Giuliani so much, because they've got dirt on him. Giuliani's still got the RICO files on the Napo family. That is pre-RICO, right? You're off Labor Day. Nice work, Callie, after working a week. Sunday through Wednesday, mini vacation. Going to a pickle beer tasting with friends next weekend in Inman territory. Nice. Is that KC for real? Yeah, the 7 women that are found in his house. No problem. Just some bones. Just some bones, officer. Huh? No. Nothing to do with me. I don't carry them around in a guitar case. I don't tie their legs together and fold their head over to their chest so they fit in a guitar case and carry them around. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's always beefing with someone. He's a cranky old man. He needs to be permanently high. But he's 64 officially now, so not long left. Oh, he's 45 minutes from you. Nice. Kelly, I saved the country from terrorism twice. I told the FBI. Oh, that really hurt. Let me get some water. I think my ass crack was out there, but you know what? You can go fuck yourselves. Pretty sure you could see my ass crack there when I got up. You know what? Uninterested. And I'll keep YouTube pumping for a while. So yeah, if you just came in to watch Billy Wayne Davis and Mike Mcgowan as well, you can leave now and subscribe on your way out. Cheers. I'm just hanging. Old grumpy mom. Yeah, sorry I didn't get to all your comments while I don't like interrupting people as well when I'm chatting to them, especially if it's just not Jamie. So I'll bring your comments up, but I can't always talk. But it's nice for you all to hang out. And yeah, Arizona is going to be extra fun. Had a brief conversation with the boys before we went live, and we're all going to fuck each other. No. No. Like the hen lips shit going on there. I need to check out. I don't get a lot of time to get into Hen Lips' stream. It's got very confused there. Man called with that impression. Hey, I'll save the FBI. Oh, man. Yeah, I got no hate. People hating on Kanye for that. Man, if you got Kanye money and people are a little upset with you right now because you're being a little troll on TV, go get that dick sucked. Get the dick sucked on a boat. High five, Kanye. Yeah, he's got some great ones. I like the tomato chop. Yeah, I was going to have all the OBS set up this month, but literally the money I was going to invest in the new PC and all that gear is going on the Arizona trip. So I'll eat noodles for a week. My Papa wouldn't breastfeed, they never went back at me. They never kiss you back with tongues. Unbelievable, isn't it? It's rude, if anything. Yeah, there we go. That's a good one. Let's get some more of them. It looks like a big black dick on my face, but it's difficult with those emojis to fill out. I have to redo some of them, I think. But I do like using actual pictures rather than I might pay someone to do one little animate one. That is it, Holly the Berry that does those, but I do like using the actual pictures for them. It is a tragedy. Hey, pregnant woman, wink back at Solvent and kiss me back with tongues. I think I have tasted breast milk, and it might have been a family member's. I think I have. I don't know, but sometimes I tell people I have, and I think I have. I think it's very warm and very sweet. It's what milk's supposed to be. The milk that you buy at the store isn't milk. It's some weird sugar water with growth hormone and antibiotics in it that they've been pumping in the cows. I think I might have done at some point. I don't know. I hope it wasn't my sister's. Do you know, I don't care. Even if it was a long time ago. Neither one of us probably remember now. So we've both had a lot going on in our lives. So if I did drink my sister's breast milk, you know. More notes that I'll never look back at. Sorry about that. The sniffing. That's what it's got back to. The sniffy man. It just sounds like I'm on heroin now. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, Keith. I'll play some music. I'm still on YouTube. Sisters. You have half an hour since you have. Yeah. And I've got a feeling I drank like a mouthful at one point. I can't remember if I've had cow's milk straight out the tit. Maybe I have had that as well. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Warm and sweet, like real milk. Not like sucking on it. I mean, you know, out the bucket that you've helped to. I think I probably helped do that on a farm when I was a child. At least I think it was that, and not my granddad and his friend. It could have been my granddad and his friend. Now I think about it, but there was a bucket. There was a bucket, and I did get ice cream after. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I think I've repressed dramatically, if I'm honest. They're all the same, aren't they? They're all the same. Floppers, milkers. We descend into last Riot's chaos. No, I can't go get wine. I can't go and buy wine and continue to stream. I can't. The wine probably would lubricate my dying throat. Fun bags. I can't remember any other names. Tits, cojones. Fun bags. A bra is an over-the-shoulder boulder holder. I don't know. And don't you say I did. That's right. If you're around Saturday Solvent, I'll redeem the mug shorties you redeemed the other day. I didn't see them. There's a mug shouties, and someone else got a cursing curtsy, which I'll only remember what that is when I'm drunk. But I will be drinking Saturday as the plan. That actually, yeah, if I save myself today, we're going to get a Jamie Dykes special, a lowbrow Jamie Dykes, where I'm trying to have an interesting conversation about a baby killer and the wider implications. And he's like, oh, she's an evil cow. She's so evil. I'm having a couple of cans. Hey, my boys here. You know? Are you out there, Jamie? No, we'll have we do a chaotic one. I want to get but he always falls. He gets too tired. Like last week, he was sick. Then he'll get tired. He's like, I'm a bit tired now. I gotta go. I miss the days where he'd just pass out, where he wouldn't be able to talk, and he'd threaten to fuck someone in the ass, and then his wife would have to pull him away from the PC. Jim, time for bed, Jim. Okay, well, I'll do a double round on Saturday if you're around. If not, I'll do it the next one. I think it's better if we drink it when we do that. And I've barely got a voice left right now. I haven't spoken this much in a while. Yeah, just medicating himself with fucking over-the-counter, prescription painkillers, and but he's clearly lying to his doctor. Oh, I'm in incredible pain, doctor. I need some pills. And booze and vaping permanently. Just constantly got the robot dick in his mouth. You know. Fuck, it's Thursday, man. I'm gonna have to do some spots next week. I just had to take a week off. But I'm feeling energetic. I had a really nice time at the Frog and Bucket in Manchester last Monday or the Monday before. Can't do that again till January now, unfortunately. I need to go over to Liverpool, and there's a couple of places around town here that I need to get up at. And then I'll be organising some more festivals. So if Johnson's still around, I'll give you some stuff to share soon. I took an extra bit of time off. I was working on another project, actually, for a couple of weeks there as well. But there's going to be lots of stand-up in 2024. Oh, yeah. You want some advice from me, Ted, or the group? Can everyone give Ted advice? I need some advice. How can I stop myself from texting all my friends stupid shit every time? Oh, no. You can't. Every time I'm really hammered, it's over. It's over for every girl I ever knew. It's over for friends I haven't spoken to in 10 years and we left on weird terms. It's over for Billy Wayne Davis and Andy Andrus. It's over for everyone. It's over for Brett Brock. It's over for everybody when I'm hammered and I've got free time and my phone's there. Everyone's getting all kinds of shit. And then I can't open the replies because I get anxiety. It's like, what the fuck did I send that? We haven't spoken in years. I haven't spoken to that whore in years. Why did I text? Hiya! It's not quite you up, but it's not far off you up. I'm gonna come down. Yeah, I'll come and see you. And then they're like, really? The day before, and you're like, no, but I've got to lie. Yeah, but I've broken my leg. Fucking hell. Yeah, so I think the only thing is to like not have this around. Honestly, like turn it off. But then drunk, the thing, if I turn this off and hit it, drunk me, it'd go, haha, sober car wouldn't like, I'd go and get it out and turn it on, text everyone, turn it off, put it away, and I still wouldn't have any idea. Drunk me would know that sober me had done that. Jim got love. No, there's been a few DMs, yeah. I don't always see messages, and sometimes I don't open them up from weird anxiety, but sometimes I feel bad as well because sometimes I'll see something and think I'll read that later, and then I won't see it for weeks because you don't get an extra thing that you still got one. I think you'd invent like smoke signals or carrier pigeons or take an ad out in the local paper of the person that get a billboard in town. Oh yeah, you up? For about the last 5 years, I've been meaning to go to a cabin in the countryside with no Wi-Fi or like not turn the internet on. So I can have like a creative weekend, man. But I haven't fucking done it. I get like an hour sometimes, but I need to do it. But now I'll have to wait till the spring probably to do that, to like March, April, and the weather gets better. Just go in a place where it's really difficult to get signal. We've got a pub nearby, maybe in one shop, and then you just away from the internet and have 2 or 3 days of just like I can write. No distractions, no anything. Maybe download a couple of things to a tablet or something. Pre-download, so if in the evening you want to watch a movie or something, you can. But yeah, take the texting out of the equation and social media. But that fucking, I've even got all my social media in and make sure it's safe to share my screen. Yeah, I've even got all my social media in a social media folder. It's in a separate folder, so I have to go into it, and then I get the social media. But it doesn't. That hasn't slowed me down at all. It's just like, did it, and I'm in. Hasn't slowed me down at all. So maybe I need to put that folder in another folder, like that's called. Are you sure? You're not seeing my phone, man. Listen, I've got a friend that when I die, she is responsible for destroying my phone. I can't have my parents, you know, seeing some of the shit that's in there. Cooking fucking pork loin letters. Mine are all spread out all over the country though, so it's difficult as well. So like, I only see some of them once or twice a year now because there's just people around and their lives and all that shit. So it's just difficult. So the 3 a.m. text, but my main problem is people I don't speak to anymore. So I definitely don't want to go and see them in person. But when I'm drunk, I'm like, we should get beers. Let's meet up. Where are you? Poland. Why? Don't worry about it. We should meet up. Like, it's fucking wild. This will definitely be studied at sociology courses, like people's behaviors around phones and stuff that wouldn't have been there had we not had them or the internet. Yeah, I've done the notification thing as well. I don't. Oh, the mind are back on. I used to have to log into every app to see them, and then you'd see them. Yeah. But then sometimes when you're organizing stuff, you need them as well. So I speak to some people through Instagram, through Facebook, and through Twitter that I'm actually organizing shit. I can't be too late replying for. Like where to meet dogging. Where to meet the old men to fuck in the woods. It does track my screen time, and I don't just my YouTube, well, not just on my phone, but YouTube in general. If I look at my usage stats, it's insane. It's insane. Because quite often I'm either watching it at night or if I'm doing something else. Sometimes I've got a tab open with YouTube. You know, it's something you can listen to, whether it's a podcast or an educational thing, whatever. In it, mate. Educational. Well, how to kill a prostitute? Yeah, actually. Yeah, my YouTube usage, especially like the last 6 or 7 years. If there's a total usage time, it'll be insane. It would just be insane. Hundreds of thousands of hours. But screen time on my phone, yeah, I was doing well with it, but now I'm not again. Now it's bad again. I don't watch any network TV. The only time I watch network TV here is for sports, like a couple of times a year. Maybe another 1 or 2 things, and that even won't be broadcast. That'll be on catch up. YouTube, streaming services, Netflix, Amazon, whatever. Yeah, Twitch and all that shit. YouTube is my main. There's so much I love on YouTube. There's so many channels I love, and I can't keep up with them all and all that stuff. But yeah, even when you're learning something or about traveling, if I'm going to travel somewhere, I'll watch some YouTube videos on that town or country. It's never ending, and then you find some loonies. You find some loonies every now and then. You get into someone's life and their little travel blog, and it's some fat guy saying, "Oh, well, I've gone to Disneyland and now I'm in London. I'm going to try some fish and chips." That's right. I watched 4 of those. I watched 3 Trump interviews yesterday. One of them was just about MMA with Jim Norton. That's it. I'm quite good. My train. Yeah, I know mine's bad right now. TikTok is bad. Oh yeah. Reels, anything like that. Once you're in it, even Facebook. If I click on one of the, I don't get into their videos too often, but if I watch one thing and then you're on it's when you're in that fucking never-ending Rolodex, right? The algorithms are getting a little bit better as well, so it's showing you some shorts that you like. So now you're 50 shorts deep. That's an hour. It's nearly an hour of your time. Yeah, because there's a pair of titties over there every couple of videos. Great musician, great live. Oh, listen to this person. They're live. Like, yeah, give them a like. Go up. Yeah. Oh, great musician. Pair of tits. Huh? Just check this out for a minute. Let's see what the Simpsons are saying. Nice. Great, though. See you later. Yeah. But all of that shit is just... I first started getting COVID, the Facebook ones during COVID. There's like people playing flight simulators that I'll watch sometimes on TikTok as well. There's and these are guys in the captain's hat. They've got the hat. They've got the fucking rig. And they're like, well, we're going to fly to Munich. It's a 3-hour flight. Strap in. And it's just on Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is phenomenal, by the way. And listen, when I get my setup, if you think one day you won't turn this on and I'll be in a captain's hat, you've got another thing coming. Because I'm flying. It looks amazing. Yeah, I'll sit and watch that shit. There was one driving a truck. There was a truck simulator. Fucking phenomenal. Where are you driving? I'm going to Cornwall, London to Cornwall, down the fucking A roads in this truck. All right. I'll hang out with you for an hour, man. It's bad. Oh, the thirst. Yeah. Again, Solvan. People say, why is my Instagram search suggestions like this? Oh, because you look at them. And because every now and then you go, oh, look at it, go, okay. I mean, I definitely can't show you that. I'm definitely not going to show you that. But it's probably similar to yours, Brett. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, wow. Yeah. It's just, oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Okay, it's just that one picture. I got to come right out of that. We got to turn that off. No more Instagram today. And they know that's how they're designed, right? They're designed to get you to stare at it for tits, and they designed to get you, especially like Twitter's design and Facebook are designed to get you to get angry. And every time you think you're owning someone on social media, that's what the algorithm wants because you're engaging with it, you're using it. Can't do online beef. I sometimes get tempted in, but I really can't. I'd just rather go to my Instagram search suggestions. To be honest, I want to go on them right now. Actually, can you guys go away? Oh shit! What has the world become? You know, before this, you used to do stuff, even if it was going down the pub for a drink. But no. Oh, I did that before. 59,000 channel points. I'll have to get some more interesting redeems in there. Don't redeem anything now. I owe 2 mug shouties are coming on Saturday for Solvend, and a curtsy maybe for Evelyn. I think it was. I'll check. But yeah, had I not been going away this month, I would have just brought my new setup and had all the flashy shit going on. Spend a weekend setting that up, but you have to wait another month or two. Chris. I do like reading simps. I do like getting in the live chat of a hottie and just seeing what people are saying. It is a fascinating behavior, especially when they get mad and they're like, I've been gifting you like a man around. Please just notice me. I've given you like $3,000. Hopefully it's directly caused by this. It doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. I haven't been in there for a while, but the Twitch thing tonight was just like oiled up and in a bikini. It's like, just like everyone. I think TikTok's got a lot of like Indian viewers as well. It's just like everyone in the slums in India that aren't allowed to look at porn, we just get onto TikTok on a VPN or Twitch. It's just games. It's just games, mother. And then they're just paying these hoes. Listen, I'd do it. I'd do it, man. That's exactly what I would do. Phenomenal. Phenomenal work. If I had a big pair of tits and I was 19 and a girl and hot, if it wasn't this, what do you think would be happening here right now? I'll be fucking this whole mic. Pay me. like, let's be serious now. Even attractive people doing something wholesome, like I'm not going to say like anything, like making a dress or, arts and crafts. Even if they're getting paid, if you're not getting like $1,000 a month, if you're an attractive female and you just want to do something, even not, sit in a hoodie and paint, going wrong. Yeah, you can't get involved in that. You can't get involved in that, Ted. She's gonna do it. Of course she's blocked you. I sometimes on some social media I come across like my niece, one of my nieces as well, and I just have to keep going. You just like, no, look away, keep going. I don't want to see this. I might block them actually, I don't want to see. I don't want to see what they're they can do what they want. But yeah, unfortunately, snitches get blockages. Yeah, unfortunately, your niece is a hoe, Ted. She'll have an alt anyway. She'll have an alt. She'll be showing up in our suggested searches soon. Oh, elf costume, nice. Anyway, yeah, you can't. I wouldn't even get involved because it's going to happen. It's tough. It's difficult. It's difficult. Can't imagine having a daughter. I can't imagine having a daughter. I've got 4 nieces. I can't imagine having it. It's always difficult for me. Even like they've got a boyfriend or you see a picture, that's tough. With a daughter, I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to cope. You can't tell them not to see someone or that boy's trouble. You can't do that because they will just go out and fuck them harder with no condom in the street. Each younger and younger generation is going to be way better at technology than the parents. Anyway, even if the parents think they are, they're not. They're going to have new apps, new phones before you even know what they are. And it's like, oh, what's this? This is TikTok's over. This is called Split Talk. And I just open my legs and gush piss over the camera for China. But we get gifts. Yeah, that's the average, but there are some earning a lot. I mean, I know one that earns, but she doesn't even get naked. She earned 40K 1 month. Doesn't even get naked. Just literally wears outfits. Doesn't do any sexual shit. But yeah, of course, because there's going to be lots and lots of people want to get on the wagon. And there's so much of it, and most people are like, you're going to do this. But I know another one, a disgusting overweight lady. I mean, disgustingly so. I'm talking like Jabba the Hutt, right? I'm not talking about, I'm not having to go at fat people. I'm just saying this one's real bad. Disgusting, ugly as well. Teeth missing. She gets like 4K a month. But she probably does do nasty shit. I think there's probably some nasty shit going on. Like, I'll shove anything up there. Yeah, it's guys that give them lots of money aren't able to or don't talk to women in any other way. Or like there'll be the odd. Well, actually, probably quite a lot of like husbands at home just hating their wife. She won't wear cat ears. People swimming yourself to death. But even like not even outside of that, I mean like Twitch and TikTok and stuff. Guys are making so much more money, and you can always see if you just go down the lives and stuff. Do you see how many gifts are flying in? Not even where people are really begging for it, just like a normal regular. They're not even doing anything. They just sat there, and because they're talking, they'll get like there's 10 Indian guys, and then out and someone's bought a universe, and it's like $100. Jesus. I'd get when I eventually start doing TikTok live. I'll get like 1 rose from a fat guy, and it's like I think it's like 1 cent. I'll have like 49 cents in the first year. Why? Because I'm a disgustingly slovenly man. NPC lives are unreal, yeah. Yeah, the title it's hard to read as well. We just leave it at Colson. Oh, that's a pretty good point, actually. That's a pretty good point. Well, they do. They'll subscribe to 10 different ones. But it's a lot of it is people falling in love with them as well. They'll fall in love because a lot of the time, especially if they've got a big following, a lot of the time that's not even them messaging back. It'll be like an AI bot these days, or it'll be just someone they're paying $15 an hour to message back. If the ones with big followers, and then they think they're falling in love, and then some of them get killed every now and then. But that is a great one, Solven. But hey, this is what you can do, right? Go down Twitch to see who's live and see who's got. There'll be lots of like 5s and 10s and 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s people in the chat and all that stuff. Go to the ones that have got like 150, 200, 300, unless it's someone that has generally got a bigger following. Go and see how many of those are good-looking ladies, and some of them just hoes. Yeah, in porn, male porn stars often have to like suck dick. They have to do gay porn to earn money because they're getting like $50 to have to maintain an erection for 3 hours while there's a camera crew around. Get it hard again. Come on her again. I can't. And they're all taking the pills, the boner pills and the steroids just to do it. And they're getting paid fucking nothing. And they've got to wear a cowboy hat and do some Brokeback Mountain stuff just to earn any money. And they go, well, I'm not gay. I just got to do this for 6 months. Well, there is a penis in your mouth. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and you know what? If it's there for the taking, if they're there for the taking, if idiots are there with their wallets open for the taking, and you haven't really got to do anything too damaging to yourself, if you're just sitting there, hi guys, I'm just on live. I'm just on my live for an hour. But even a few years ago, it wasn't that common for people to be streaming and stuff. Not in this level that it is now with TikTok and everything. But now everyone's like, oh, I'm on my live. They're on my live. They're all streaming live, school, fucking everywhere, allegedly. Yeah, if they're sat there with the wallets open, dude, what are you gonna do? Not do it? And you don't have to stick a chair leg up your pussy. You literally, if you're just sat in there talking, hi guys. Hi, I'm just on my live, or singing or something with a talent, right? And there's 200 people in there giving you money. Okay. Yeah, it's a classic one. Yeah. Oil riggers. Go and work on an oil rig. There'll be one that can hold the big spanner. I'd date a former one, but I think I'd struggle dating a current one. Where they're having like a viewing party and you go to some house in the hills and she's getting railed by a prison gang. that would be tough. You're like, oh Jesus, I just didn't want to see it. And it's not, the thing is, the thing about consequences, right? I don't really care, right? What someone's done in their part. I don't really care to a point. But it's on the internet, and a lot of it gets screenshotted and put on Reddit and that kind of stuff as well. So when you have kids and they go to school, and they will find their friends' mums OnlyFans, even if it's not active anymore. The old stuff, they'll find it. Someone will find it, or like the teacher will be watching it. Yeah, that's the rough one. If it's current, it's rough. So that's a rough one. Can we just cuddle tonight? I've had 3 showers, I promise, but we just cuddle. Yeah, no, it is a tough one. Oh, Jesus, disgusting. I'm gonna leave. I don't want to leave. I actually want to stay for many, many hours, but I'm getting a bit bunged up here, and my voice is a bit difficult to talk. I want to eat a pizza, and I'm not gonna drink. If I stay here, I'll drink. Saturday, I drink 1 p.m. Eastern, approximately, for at least 4 or 5 hours with Jamie Dykes, and then see how long I can handle after that alone. Let me have a couple of days sleep. Up the bum. Well, literal cucks, of which there are many. So I know you can hear all the fucking sinus shit. All right, before I go, Ted, I'm thinking about going to a dominatrix. Hear me out. I like chicks who treat me like shit, but I don't want to date them anymore. Yeah. If that's what you're into, there's no kink shaming it. Yeah. It's a humiliatrix I don't get. It's like you have to give them your bank account details and your wife's phone and their wife's phone number just on trust. You piece of shit. They're just yelling at you for having a little dick. Yeah, go for it. That's what you're into. Yeah, solid plan. Yeah, if that's what you're into. It's free and available. Get a good one. Check them out. I wouldn't get a cheap one. I wouldn't get like the $30 one. I'd go for the one with a slightly higher price because they're probably a little bit more picky, and they're not going to have to be seeing people all day. If they do, like, you could get pegged, Ted. We're not going to judge you here. And listen, come back and let us know. You don't have to let us know what you're up to. Just come back and let us know when you've done it. You know, go get your balls scraped with a cheese grater. You're a naughty boy, Ted. See, I'm doing it. Hey, Ted, I really need some extra money this month, right, for this trip. Ted, let's try it. You're a naughty boy, Ted. You're a naughty boy, Ted. You want me to stand on your balls, Ted? You want me to trap your balls in the door, Ted? Give me some money. There's Ko-fi link in the description of the video. You should unblock these. What if he... What if Ted turns up to the dominatrix and his niece answers the door? But she doesn't recognize him because she's had him blocked for like 2 years. And she's just like, she's so dead-eyed. She's not even, don't look him in the eyes anyway. She's just like, come in. What do you want? You want your balls paddled? All right. Give me a second. With the mustache. Have a dungeon done for one. Man. I saw it on TV 20 years ago, before we all were aware that it was around. It's some documentary, and some old guy was getting his balls kicked, like running kicked. She was running in heels and kicking his balls. And the cheese grater thing was real, but it was on his dick, like just grating it. No. Oh. I mean, a little bit of a mild, you dress up and call me bad and knock me around a little bit. Or being slapped around a little bit, And Andy Baker likes getting pegged, right? So, it's just not for me. Family discount. Yeah, mates rates, friends and family. Oh, okay. She's just like treating you a little bit, treating you a little bit bad. All right. Hey, Ted, I want you to go and do it, and I want you to come back and tell us about it. All right. Yeah, you don't have to tell us anything you don't want to, but give us the rundown. give us all the details. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch on my oven. Give me a second. That way, I can spend another few minutes with you guys, because I can heat the oven up. And then none of us get low. None of us have to kill ourselves yet. Wait 15 minutes. All right, Ted. Nice to see you as well. Yeah, so Saturday will be get Jamie back in town from 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a few drinkies. And then, I don't know, Sean Smith will probably be back soon. And I need to start working on some interesting people as well. But yeah, just 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks yesterday, I'm taking a little trip, and I am thinking about being in the States a lot more. So it's super cheap for me to get there at times. I mean, I overpaid a bit because I left it a bit too long, but I get flights to LA for next to nothing. I can get into New York for just a few $100s. Now I'm going to be spending money anyway, right, on shit. And if I don't go out boozing and pissing around for a while, I can come out semi-regularly, and that's what I want to do. There's a lot of the states I want to see. There's a lot of states that I'll always go back to. Obviously, New York, I love Nashville. I'll always go back. I do need to spend a bit of time on the West Coast. I need to get into New Mexico. So yeah, I might be back a couple of times. And then also coming out to do some festivals next year as well. I just need to get my shit together and get my admin to a level that is reasonable and get some videos together and all that stuff. So 2024, the plan would be really to get out to at least 1 or 2 festivals and actually do some spots out there and eat, barbecue, do comedy, and get pinned down by a big Texan man in a hat. Oh yeah, you got big guns. I'd find a way to kill him. I'll take them guns. I'll take that 6-shooter off you, boy. I seen John Wick, boy. Nice little New Year's Eve in Brazil. Hey, yeah. Be a 3 or 4, maybe 5 city trip in Brazil at the beginning of the year next year. Longer one. So that means I'm going to come back completely tanned and a little bit more fluent in Portuguese, hopefully. May or may not have to take an STD test, but whatever. Basically, is it AIDS? I assume it isn't, because it's almost impossible for me to get, so should be fine. But Japan is calling me. I think the end of next year I might go to Japan. Little bit of Tokyo, little bit of Hiroshima, little bit of wherever the orchards are. Chinese, Japanese, Siamese, all of these. I want to have a whiskey in Tokyo and a fucking Wagyu steak. Yes, sir. Yeah, it is pricey, especially the central of Tokyo, and especially the places they expect tourists to be as well. But I know lots of people that. One of my friends goes there quite a lot. She did some work out there recently, and one of my friends has been there once or twice. So I'll get all the tips that I can, and I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at not even in an expensive place. I can do okay. And I would assume outside of Tokyo, things are okay as well. But I'm pretty good at I'll just go to the fucking store and eat, you know? And then every couple of days, I'll have a nice meal. I'm pretty low key when I go away. But for me, it's just the experience. For me, I think I'm really interested in just being there and just seeing how wacky it is for real. But I've heard nothing but good things from people that have been there recently. So, but yeah, it's got to take into account that it's a little pricey because I'm used to going to obviously places that are cheaper. Oh, you were in Japan? I haven't saw yet. Did you go down to Korea as well? I think we were talking about Korea before. Maybe it was Japan. They've got these weird host clubs, right? Where there's like male hosts and female hosts. I saw a couple of documentaries about a serial killer basically recently. Lucy Backman case or something, and some client at this host club, because a lot of foreign women will do hosting for a while, and it's just literally sitting around having wine and all that. But he killed her good. And then they found in his apartment 400 VHS tapes of literally serial killer shit, like hanging them from a hook, drugging them, and doing whatever. But this one he killed. This one I went a bit too far. Maybe she woke up. But there's also a male host as well. And it's all this really seedy thing. The Yakuza run a lot of it. And there's women getting trafficked and people getting murdered and stuff. It's very interesting that's going on at that level. Remote tour. Is it Osan? South Korea. Right. Yeah, that'd be out for a couple of weeks, maybe 2 years. China was always on the list, but fuck China. Plus, I've already said too much on the internet now about China, so they'll probably arrest me when I get there. Like Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand. I probably won't do all of them, but at least a couple of those. Not the creepy parts of Thailand. I've seen the videos. If you see my YouTube history, I've seen the videos of like, you can just hear this guy narrating. Clearly, he's like in his 60s. He's like, well, you walk down the main street of Pattaya and we find the ladies. Some people do the 3-night rule. They spend 3 nights with a lady. But I have a 1-night rule. That way you don't get caught up into being a permanent sponsor. Europe, we never made it except for desert. Yeah. Brett was in Germany a long time, right? A few places. I met a guy. Actually, I was in Poland and I met I guess he was army because he moved to where did we connect through? Frankfurt. So he's moved to just outside Frankfurt. We were talking because we had to get a cab. The flight was cancelled. We went to get the cab and we were at the hotel together and in the queue and all that stuff for like a couple of hours. He said he was over there at a base, so he liked it so much that he stayed in Germany, bought a house down there. I think he was army, 'But Dang, all Yakuzas. And so when I was a kid, I used to go to a US Air Force base here. I can't remember which one it was now. It was quite near my hometown, though. Just a little one. Because one of my sister's friends was dating someone from there. But my favorite thing was going to the store because you guys had slightly bigger cans of Coke and the grape soda. Welks, is it? Grape soda? It blows my mind. I still get grape soda as a treat now. A little treat for me weekly. But I loved all the US gear and all that, which when I was a kid you couldn't get. But now you've got American candy stores everywhere. It's like $10 for a bag of peanut butter M&Ms. Dang, no Yakuzas. Laos. Oh, shit, not the accent. It just reminds me of King of the Hill. It's pronounced Laos. It's a 3-day slow boat of the Mekong. Yeah, the boats look amazing. It's the least populated country on Earth. I can't remember the geography, but there's like Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, right? I think when Ari Shafir went out there, that he got a moped and went across a few of those countries. And I know someone that purchased whatever the one at the south is. They purchased a moped there and drove through two or three of them and just sold it for like $60, and then just sold it in the whatever the third country was. Then took a flight to Thailand or whatever. I'm not riding a fucking moped, guys. I'll crash it. I'll get drunk and crash it, and then I'll get beaten with a fucking bamboo stick in a Laotian prison. No wonder it hurts when you walk. Yeah, that kind of shit I'm into. Take it the boats in those really little villages and peaceful little areas and stuff. That would actually really interest me. So I need to start researching some of the other, because Japan will be its own thing. I think it's just too big, it's too far, and I think there's so much to do. But I would go back for another one and do a few weeks where I could get a bit of Laos, bit of whatever, whether it's Vietnam or whatever, 2 or 3 countries, and just hit a couple of spots in each. It's interested me for a long time, but I just caught up with going to South America so much, and I'll always do that as well. And obviously now probably the States again for a while, and Europe's on my doorstep, so I can be in Poland in 3 hours. And there's still more of that I want to do. I want to go back there, and Germany, and so there's all that's there. The America's there, South America's there. But I really need to I don't want to get to 60 and I haven't been to Asia. Let's face it. If I get to 60 and I go, I'm going to Thailand for the reasonable thing. Right? I'm going to get a lady. Hopefully. But a good one. And then so I need to go now when I can resist and not go to those places. But just in Thailand, like the beautiful beaches and the cost of living, as well. You can be out there for a while and stay in a really nice place and beautiful oceans. And I mean, come on now. I have a look at some places, actually. Thailand beaches. Oh, my God. So people say that once you've seen a beach, you're all the same. They're fucking not. It's a whole vibe when you're there as well. Like, they're really not. I mean, look at this. The Polish couple I met in Wrocław, actually, they were giving me some really good tips of this way. So I need to look into my notes. I know some of these are Photoshop, but really, it's just Thailand here. Yeah, I could see me getting some of that. I'm not so much of a lounge on the beach person that often, but I'd probably hike quite. That made me shit myself. The little buzzer went off in the oven. I thought the fucking police were here. Oh, it's beautiful. Brazil's got a lot of really beautiful geography as well. It got a lot of these volcanic hills and mountains and shit, rocks, whatever they are. It's paradise, isn't it? Let's have a look at Laos. He got me for another 10 minutes, guys, because I'm going to put the pizza in the oven. I just come to do the sex offender shuffle. Yeah. Put some additions on this bad boy. Cheap frozen pizza with spicy bird's eye chili flakes added, and then regular chili flakes on top of that. It's a bit of Laos. I don't know anything about the country, actually. Oh, wow. I love the smell of napalm. These fucking houses, man. Oh, my God. Yeah, mountains. There's my wife now. Oh, wow. Yeah, I've paid no attention. I've been in my mind to go, and everyone says it's beautiful. Yeah, I like it. It's kind of I can't describe it. It's quite unique itself, isn't it? Similar architecture and stuff to some of the other countries, but ooh. Sparse out 1,000 pizza, mate. Oh, she's released an interview. She released an interview that's like she's really embarrassed. Listen, I think we all know what happened. She took some fucking edibles or some shrooms or something and got on there, right? But a lot of the UFO hardcore, nasty ones that are harassing and threatening government employees and stuff, and a lot of the general conspiracy theorists. No, I'm a conspiracy theorist, but for the good ones. Yeah, that she's been silenced, right? So I saw the same thing because I saw her release that video, and I thought, oh yeah, poor girl, she's gone viral. Because there are people that believe she saw a fucking lizard and all that stuff. Held by conspiracists, yeah. Month after, oh yeah, my friend was in. It was Phuket, but it's called Fuck It. It's like fuck it, tsunami. You know the old joke, Santa Claus didn't have time to stop in Thailand, but he gave him a big wave. Yeah. And they went round by text message, those jokes, back in that day. Yeah, my friend was actually stuck. I think he was on Phuket. Because it basically obviously goes out and it hit all that shit around there. He was on there and he was on one of the last flights to get out because when it had happened, they started putting flights out and then they stopped and there was chaos. And I remember the early days of Phuket, right? That's it. The early days of YouTube. I think YouTube had just come out that year. And I remember being on, I was like, well, look at this, a site with videos. Because when the tsunami had happened, everyone uploaded their footage, and it was early mobile phone video footage, some camcorder footage that went up there. And some of the video I remember from the apartment blocks, they're like filming it and then screaming, and then the water's in the apartment. And then people on the beach as well. Some people knew and went. The animals had all fucked off. And then some people are like walking up to the sea because it recedes, right? It looks like, why is the tide going out? You can't see anything. It's like, and they're walking out like, huh? And then you just see this thing in the distance, and like, is that a wave? Is a wave coming? And then it's like, oh. And then the locals are really screaming because they know they're fucking gone and climbing trees and shit. And it comes in so fucking quickly, and it's massive. It's massive. You know, like a big wave might be like 10 feet. This thing's like 50 feet. It's just, and it's half a mile wide or whatever. It's chaos. Yeah, my buddy was there right before. My buddy Goff. I've not seen him probably since that time, actually, but he is alive. Well, it could be a mental. She could be a psychotic break as well. But I suspect she dropped an edible or had some shrooms and just something set her off. She might have even woke up from a dream or something, and it just confused reality with dreams for a bit. Or there was a lizard person on the plane. I mean, listen, again, everyone's angry at the QAnon. It's so easy to say that, but they're kind of right in their core belief that there's an international sex trafficking network that goes to the heart of the White House and other industries, right? They're kind of right about that. They did have a secret island. So I don't know. Maybe there was a lizard person on that fucking flight. Yeah, it's got some. But someone even photoshopped a picture of her with bigger tits. Well, it said the internet is fucking mean, man. I got I subscribed to this channel last night. It was like Mentor Pilot or something, like Mentor as it's like Mentor with an extra O. Mentor Pilot, yeah, MEN. Oh, Mentor Pilot. It's about air disasters, and he just sits there and it's this one here. Mentor Pilot. Just about air disasters, and he'll go over how it happened. I watched one about Tenerife in the 70s. He breaks it down. He breaks it down all the how there was a an accident on the taxiway where one plane was going down and there was another fucking plane on the runway and they tried to take off. And the one that took off just blew up and killed everyone and lots of people died. So but he's like, how it happened and what changed in laws after that. But they got a lot more modern stuff where the door came open recently as they're landing. And there's just like 6 Chinese people like with the fucking wind coming in. Going into how that might have happened. I don't know. It's just one of those things that I found at 1 a.m. and started going down the rabbit hole. So I might watch a couple of Mentor Pilot tonight. Kalanta got decimated because the wave hit it from the east, bounced off the mainland and hit again. Oh, wow. Wow, amazing. I tell you, if you can share them sometime, Ted, share them because it'd be interesting to see. Yeah, I remember actually it was devastating. Obviously, we joke about it, but it was devastating for the area and terrifying. And they just focus in this thing. And there's nothing you can do. There's like nothing you can climb. You climb a tree or whatever, but it destroys. It just destroys the towns and businesses and cars and yeah, it kills some people as well. But it just fucks up the whole area of multiple cities and islands and countries. Wild. That's the yin and yang of living somewhere like that, right? You got to have a bit of balance. The good Lord himself is like, yeah, it's beautiful and there's some great tits walking around. But I'll tell you what, every fucking few years, I'm going to destroy your entire island. I don't even get people who live in a fucking direct hit of people who live in Florida where the hurricanes are going to take half the houses away and flood everywhere every couple of years. They don't even get fucking move. Go ahead. I ain't living there. If it's that regular, go fuck yourself. Oh, is that? Oh, you sent the message twice because it got decimated twice. I know what you're doing. Yeah, that was pretty bad. But again, I think that's pretty much as I found YouTube. I'm pretty sure it went live in 05, right? All these shitty fucking 380 resolution videos. You can fucking see people's videos. There's thousands of them. And a couple of OG nerds that are uploading every day. But how's he doing that? What's he doing? And then they're all millionaires because they got on the boat in 2005. Yeah, wild times. Tsunami came washing over me. It's a song by Manic Street Preachers around Jamie's Way. Oh, I got to check this pizza. Needed a piss for a while as well, but I'm hanging on. I'm going to hang on until the pizza's ready. Just checking it's at the right temperature. There was one day I preheated my oven. I was hammered as well. I preheated my oven, but I hadn't turned it on at the fucking wall. So I just put the dial in the right place. And I thought I'm 10, 15 minutes away from my pizza. And I went in and I was like, I've got a cold oven here. I never used to preheat, but with this oven, I have to. There we go. I'd never a preheater, but this one takes a while. Tsunami, tsunami, washing over me. And I sometimes think, like, when am I going to stop? I probably won't have to stop traveling, but I might have to for some reason at some point. Maybe I will fuck up my knee, and it'll be difficult to carry bags around and all that stuff. So I do think about it every time I go away. So I just think maybe I shouldn't travel quite so much. But then I think, yeah, look at that. I said 50 feet. Jesus, it's bigger than the city. Was that an artist impression? Britain engulfed by killer tsunami. Go fuck yourself. This is artwork. Oh, it's 04 as well. Yeah, I mean, that's a village. Jesus Christ. Just out on my elephant, checking out the rubbish. If this elephant found like a dead kid, would it start eating the kid? I'm hungry. Yeah, anyway. Sad times. Sad times. Everyone give him a wave. There we go. We've got an extra hour, didn't we? Got an extra fucking hour. And I don't want to leave. But I've got to go and watch Air Disaster YouTubes. I've got to watch, go through my Instagram search suggestions. Look for Ted's niece. Huh? I've got to find a cheesy documentary. You know what it is. Maybe text a girl or two. And then maybe do some admin for my trip. So go away. I love you all, each and all. And I'll see you in some Twitch channel or some Twitter verse soon. And apart from that, I will see you in Brett Brock stream tomorrow, and then back at the Last Rights Twitch and YouTube on Saturday, where we might get a bit deep and weird and wild. Until then, I'm sorry, Uncle Ted. I'm going to have to block